What really fuels my passion is the ability to do something that I've really never done before. I like to take chances and I like to risk. So that's what fuels my passions, doing something I've never done before. I'm a risk taker.
You have to be a risk taker in this business of entrepreneurship.
But only if it requires money.
I know that's right.
I don't like taking risks for free.
We had we had a guest 2 weeks ago said, pay me to say your name.
Hello.
And if it don't make money, it don't make no sense, honey.
And if they pay me enough, I'll call your name.
Call him and tell him, come on, get your stuff.
I'm just saying.
So, I'm just saying too, honey.
I'm just saying too. So, okay, great, thank you. So,
Unleashed
Gwen
magazine.
The Unleashed Voice.
Unleashed Voice.
Unleashed Voice magazine. That's the name of the page.
Okay, Unleashed
Voice
magazine.
And drop your cash out. We're looking for some unique names, and then we're gonna try to figure out something so we can select our winner. We appreciate you all for tuning in and listening to us today because we're excited to have Glen in the radio show. So what we want to do now, we want you to, if you can, I hate putting people on the spot, but I think you can do it. So what we like to do is give advice tips. So this is called Glen Allen 5 Things for Success. Can you handle that?
I can.
Okay. Good.
I can't cuss, right?
Nope.
It depends on what words you say.
You say hell.
Damn.
No, this is a success radio show.
Thank you, Jesus.
So if I was you were consulting me as a business person, I want to get into business. One thing, what would be one of the first things you would tell me when we come in and we sit down and we talk? Let's say I want to be a clothing designer. I want to sell clothes.
Well, one of the things that I would ask you, are you ready to take a risk? Because when you get into business, that's one of the things that you're doing is you're risking everything. You're putting everything that you have, everything that you are, you're putting it out there on the line. So that's the first thing I'll ask you. Are you ready to take this risk?
That's great. That's great advice.
Okay. Number 2.
Number 2 is, I guess one of the things that I'll say is, are you invested into this? Because going into business, especially for yourself, you have to be invested. You have to have the passion, the drive for it. Because the minute that somebody says something wrong or the money don't come in right, you just can't fold up and quit. You have to be invested in it.
Elaborate more on invested.
When I say invested, and you know what, it's more to in being invested than money. People think when you say invested, it means money. No, it means time, energy, effort, love. You really have to love what you do to be invested in it.
I totally agree.
You do. Because one day money gonna be gone.
It will be.
And what you gonna do?
I can't tell that. So, number 3.
Number 3 is
are you invested?
Honey, get off my screen.
Are you invested?
God.
Number 3, I would say is, do you have faith? Because we and sometimes I take people a little spiritual. And the Bible says faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things you can't see. You can't see down the road as being a business owner. You don't know what the end is going to be. And truth be told, in business, you don't even know what the next 30 minutes is going to be. Because, you want to make sure that you have the money to pay the rent. You want to make sure that the lights stay on. And when folks show up, you want to make sure that they spend money. So is your faith strong enough to believe that this is going to happen for you?
That's good.
So do you have faith?
Number 4.
And number 4 is, do you have any money? Any. What do you have? Do you have any money? Because you know what, and oftentimes I say, when I go to business meetings, I go to business meetings in hopes that I would get whatever I need and don't have to put a dime down. But on the back side of it, I got a little money put up just in case. So it's always good to have a little piece of money put up.
Emergency fund.
Yeah.
Tricking fund.
It ain't tricking if you got it.
Gambling fund.
Yeah. Casino fund.
There you go.
Yeah.
And number 5, drum roll.
I like all this Karen. Number 5, I would say, is ask me that question again.
So you have given us, we asked you for 5 tips for entrepreneurship, and we've had number 1, ready. Are you ready to take risk? And number 2 was, are you vested? Are you invested? And number 3, do you have faith? And number 4 was, do you have money? And number 5 is?
Number 5, I would say, is, are you willing to lose people that has been close to you for years?
Now that's good. Tell us more.
And the reason why I say that is because a lot of people that has been there for you and that has watched you on this journey, 9 times out of 10, when you start on this mission or when you start on this road called success, a lot of them won't support you. A lot of them don't believe in, well, they believe in you until you're doing something bigger than what they're doing. Mm-hmm. So, and a lot of them, they will leave you and won't call you, won't say nothing, and, you know.
We call them dream killers.
Well,
and vampires.
And sometimes we call them family.
Yeah, dream killers, vision busters. You know, you have all of that. You have all of that tied into that. And you know, you gave some great advice, your 5 top advice tips for someone wanting to get into business. I think that's great. Those are all great, and they're all necessary. Mm-hmm. And so we're going to just give you like the next 5 minutes, Glenn, to just talk about what you want to talk about. What is it? What's coming up next for Glen Allen?
Wow. Well, shout out to, I know my staff there at the marketplace. They're tuned in. They're listening. We're bumping at the marketplace. So one of the ladies that's at the marketplace, she's having her grand opening today. Lisa Marie Boutique. She's opening this is her first business that she's ever had, and so today has been a really good day for her. And one thing I want to say to the people that are listening is, if you have an idea, if you have a thought, put it on paper. Yeah. Write the vision, make it plain, and you know, forget about the naysayers, forget about what families say, forget about your past, forget about where you come from, even forget about who you were connected to. If you have been destined for greatness, mm-hmm. greatness shall you do. Mm-hmm. And regardless of what people may say or how they lie, and I mean, just forget about all of that and launch out and be the best you that you can be.
Because the best you. It's only one you.
It's only one you.
And can't nobody do it like you. Mm-mm. And you are made so wonderfully. Your fingerprints are designed just for you. Can't nobody copy these fingerprints on you.
Yeah, and but so, if you try to break in my store, they gonna know it's you. That's all.
But let me go back to your family piece you said, and the dream killers and the vampires. In the words of Dr. Maya Angelou, when people show you who they are, believe them. And we don't believe when people show us who they really are. We keep giving them chance after chance after chance. But in the words of Dr. Angela Malou and in the words of Clemons, believe when people show you who they are.
Believe them.
Please believe them, because they ain't lying.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You know, this is great. And go ahead, Glenn. You're talking about your.
Well, you know, I wanted to piggyback off of Clemons, because you know, oftentimes we want to, you know, say, oh, well, they'll change, or we want to sugarcoat it. And no, if somebody show you, and I've learned that in business, there's a lot of people that I've connected to in business that I'll never connect to again. Mm-hmm. Because they kind of show me who they are. And, you know, I just don't, especially being attached to somebody in business, and, you know, your Facebook page tell a lot about who you are. And I just don't want to be connected to people that are arguing, that are always fussing. Because, I mean, I'm connected to a lot of people, and there are people that I always bring in contact with others. And so I just don't want to be affiliated with any kind of bad blood or anything like that with anybody.
And
I try not to.
One thing you have to be careful about, because if they're doing it to other people,
they're going to do it to you.
It's just a matter of time.
What make me different?
Exactly.
You're next in line.
If they cross out everybody that they deal with, that they work with, everybody.
Say that again, the folks in the back didn't hear.
I said if they cross out everybody that they deal with.
Everybody. It's just a matter of time before they make their way to you. Oh, they gonna get you.
So you're not exempt, you know, from that type of people. And you know, you're absolutely right. And sometimes, you know, I remember when we were reading Act Like a Success, Think Like a Success. Mm-hmm. Steve Harvey book. I'm not endorsing it, but I mean, it's a great book. I'm not getting paid to endorse it. So I should. But right. One thing that that was in that book, and he talked about lessons. He talked about when he lost $35 million when they first did the King of Comedy tour, and how he had to come back and rebuild from nothing. And he said he had a $35 million lesson. That's an expensive lesson.
It is.
How many people would take a hit like that and able to come back, and now he's probably worth $100 million, or more, He didn't let that particular loss take him out, and that was like a great illustration for me. And I always keep that right out in front of me when things happen. That when you suffer, you get an L, because you're gonna get an L.
I got one last year.
Well,
you gonna have one tomorrow. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, come, honey.
But you know what? Nobody ever knew.
Yeah.
I felt like my business failed last year, and nobody ever knew.
Why'd you feel that way?
But that's how you win. You fail your way to success.
Yes.
That's what Warren.
And you told me that because we were sitting in Bible study one night, and you said, "Glenn, what are you afraid of?" And I said, "I'm afraid of failing." That's why I really didn't want to get into business, because I feared failing. Because I failed so much in my past, I didn't want to fail again. And that's that $10,000 mistake that I made. Because my first store that I opened it up in a office area. And that failed for me. Because I was only open maybe like 5 months, and the rest of the months it was closed, and I spent money and I wasn't even there.
Well, at least you had a building when you failed. We failed. We lost $25,000. We didn't even have a building.
How about that?
Right.
But the good thing about it is you have to fail to win. So
and I won. In October 2017, I won.
Now play some shouting music, Delores. You got some shouting music.
I fall out. Get the shit.
He will fall out
now.
now.
How I roll.
He will fall out.
They already know.
He will fall out.
Listen.
Y'all got y'all cash apps. Go to TUV Magazine. Drop them cash apps. Drop them.
That's what I'm looking for now. I see them on the live stream. I'm trying to see if they in the notifications.
Drop them.
I'm
getting them.
You getting them?
Yeah, I got them.
Okay. I'm looking on the. They should have been the notifications somewhere.
They are. I got Caprio, Gotti Walker. I got what's her name? LaSimba Pooh, Velvet Sanders, the Treasure, and the how y'all both gonna have a treasure name?
And all them the folks from my stuff.
Honey, ain't none of y'all finna win.
We gonna make them call in to the station. How about that?
Yes.
Honey.
Okay.
Well, I think we got a caller live on our show.
Do we have a caller?
Yes, just one caller.
Caller, you live on the live show on KWM 99 Voice 107.9. What's on your mind?
Hey, how y'all doing?
Who is this? Who?
This is David.
Oh,
David.
you sound drunk, David.
Well, I'm sorry about that. I think it could be my phone. I got a cricket.
Oh, you dropping calls.
What's going on, David? How are you?
I'm doing well. I just wanted to, hello to you guys.
Hello.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, we hear you. We hear you fine.
I'm sorry. I just wanted to encourage the brother. I enjoyed the show today, and I just wanted to say that if you read the stories of Sam Walton, if you know the story too, of Fred Smith, owner of 19 Bill Knight, they all thought they were going to fail. And as I told a business owner when his business was failing, I said, there's no shame in struggle. So maybe I come back to remember that I'm into finance, business finance, so if you need some help on that end, they have my number, working capital, and things of that nature as well.
Awesome. Stop through and holler at me.
So, David, do y'all do unconventional loans?
What does that mean?
Like, not like on the bank.
You know what it means.
You know what it means. Like, but businesses don't have that much equity, but you have, like the business different than the bank standards. Because, you know, most people, young starting out, the banks won't deal with you.